Can you hear me? I am. Can you hear me? Okay, hello. Can you hear me now? Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining my life. So I'll back. Let me say something. So I saw something online. I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw something online. So I saw people soaking garlic, ginger, pineapple peels. And when they soak it, they can soak it. Some persons can soak it for 3 days. Some can soak it for 5 days, depending on how you want to soak it. And they take it as after 3 days, they take it as probiotic. So I was wondering, does it mean that anything you soak in water is automatically probiotic? Once it ferments, it's automatically probiotic. Because these days people soak a lot in water and they take it and they consider it as probiotic. So sorry. So is everything you soak in water probiotic? So does it mean that anything you ferment is automatically probiotic? You know, before something will be considered as a probiotic, you should know that first it must have these microorganisms must have health benefits to our body, to our gut, because the essence of probiotic, what probiotics actually means is all these microorganisms, life microorganisms. Because some persons mistake prebiotics with probiotics, they are not the same. Prebiotics are foods like garlic. Garlic is also a prebiotic because when you eat it, it helps all those microorganisms also in your gut. So prebiotics are all those food that helps the life microorganisms in your gut. Prebiotics is different from probiotics. So these days, a lot of people confuse these two. You understand? A lot of people confuse these two. Probiotics are life microorganisms. They must be alive. That's one thing. They must be alive. While prebiotics are foods that helps to feed all these microorganisms. I don't know if you can hear me loud and clear. Hi, I can see you. It's T Sorry, is that your name? T 785. I can see you. So we need to understand the difference between these two. They are not the same. Ah, can't you hear me clearly? You said no, can't you hear me clearly? Am I audible enough? So probiotics are like microorganisms. Their major function is to give health benefits. Which okay, your name? Which part of are you from Nigeria or Africa? Which part of the continent are you from? And country are you from? So probiotics are life microorganisms. What qualify something to be probiotic is that one, it must be life, must be alive, must survive. Two, it must be in adequate in abundance because these probiotics are trillions, billions of microorganisms. Three is that it must survive the stomach acid. because some of these microorganisms, once they get to the stomach, the hydrochloric acid kills them off. So if they get to the stomach before they will get to the intestine, it won't be much, right? So if they are not much, how will they do much? No. Okay, you're not from Nigeria. Which country are you from? Where are you from? Comment, put your country below. Where are you from? I'm from Nigeria. So people confuse all these things. Now, fermentation, what? No, no, for what? Don't you want to tell me the country you're from? Are you angry? Did someone offend you? Or you just woke up and become South Africa? Okay, you're from South Africa. That's nice. Welcome. I've not been to South Africa before. How is South Africa? How is your country? I heard a lot about your country online. So, um, probiotics helps are those microorganisms that helps in our body, helps both for digestion. Some of them, okay, if your country is nice, so is my own also. Hope you know that Nigeria is nice also. Forget all the rumors you hear online. Nigeria is a nice country. So fermentation, when they soak something in water, like some persons will soak cassava, some of them will soak milk, some will soak pineapple peels. What happens is that these microorganisms breaks down this starch, because carbohydrates, anything whether it's sweet or not, as long as it's carbohydrates, it contains sweet. So these microorganisms feed on this sweet, this starch, that's sugar. It breaks down this sugar. In the process of breaking down this sugar, it releases both lactic acid, acetic acid. Is it that is it wait is it that Nigerian people like fufu? Ah, okay. About fufu, I don't like fufu, to be honest with you. Growing up, I don't actually like fufu. And fufu is one of our fermented food also. I like gari. We eat a lot of soup here in Nigeria. We have so many delicacies of soup, afan soup, okra soup. So some of these soup you need swallow, right? So one thing some other African countries don't understand about Nigeria is that we have so many swallow. Fufu is not the only swallow. If I tell you that I can't remember last time I ate fufu, you won't believe me, right? You would think that every Nigerian eats fufu. Is not true. Growing up, I don't like eating fufu. So what my mom does is that my mom will force me to eat fufu. I prefer eating gari than fufu. Gari is different from fufu, but you will not know the difference unless you're in Nigeria. Some persons they eat is it amala? Amala is pounded, if I'm not mistaken, amala is pounded rice. Then some persons eat pounded yam as their fufu. Some persons eat what they call it, is it millet or whatever. Some even use pounded plantain as their fufu. So they have so many kinds of fufu. Some even use garbage as their fufu. So mine, the one I like is gari. I don't like fufu. Fufu is fermented. They ferment it for days and then use it. So we don't. It's not everybody in Nigeria that likes eating fufu, but fufu is one of the popular food over here. So not every swallow you see us eat with soup is fufu. So this is what people, some other countries don't understand. They think that every swallow you see is fufu. No, it's not true. Pounded yam. Some persons, like I think the Yorubas, even some part of the Igbos, they can eat. Can we be friends? Of course. Of course, we can be friends. You're welcome. So some parts of the Igbos, they like people that normally eat all this insala soup, ofe insala. They like using yam as the fufu. They cook yam and they pound it. Why some northern part of Nigeria, they like using rice as their fufu. They cook the rice to be too soft. When the rice is too soft, they pound it. Can we be friends? Of course, we can be friends. My name is Uchechi. I don't know if you can pronounce my name. Uchechi. Uchechi. Or you can call me Prosper. So I was talking about probiotic for those of you joining my life. I was talking about probiotic. You need to understand that I am coming back. No problem. No problem. You're welcome. So you need to understand that probiotics are life microorganisms. These microorganisms are mostly yeast bacteria. So what they do is that they are beneficial to our body. They are beneficial to our gut. Now, for those of you that are lactose intolerant, like your body cannot digest milk properly because of the enzyme there that helps to break down this that's lactase. Lactase is the enzyme that breaks down glucose. I mean milk. I am back. Yeah, you never left. You never left. How come you're back? Hi, South Africa. I heard a lot about your country, your Nelson Mandela, right? What's the capital of South Africa? I think Cape Town, right? If I'm not mistaken, Cape Town. Cape Town is the capital of South Africa. What again do I know about South Africa? I think your population is it 50 million? Is it up to 50 million? I don't know much about South Africa because all my life is Nigeria here. I love Nigeria, my country. Okay, I got it right. That means we Nigerians are current when it comes to social media. We are current. So 50 millions population and Cape Town as the capital, right? And Cape Town, I think Cape Town is one of the most developed states in South Africa, right? If I'm not mistaken. So if I should ask you now, the capital of Nigeria, can you give me? Let me just test you if you know anything about Nigeria. Don't peep Google. Don't go to Google. Just type the capital of Nigeria. Let me see if you will call Lagos. So probiotics for those joining my life, you're welcome. Probiotics are microorganisms. They are life microorganisms that are very beneficial to our body. You understand? So not all fermented food are we give you probiotic because what I see online is that these days people soak a lot of things in water. You do not know why. I thought Nigeria is very popular in I thought Nigeria is one of the most populated country in Africa and also one of the most populated black country in the world. So I thought we are popular. How come we don't know the capital of Nigeria? Okay, the capital of Nigeria is not Lagos because some persons will misunderstand it because Lagos is more popular than other parts of Nigeria. The capital of Nigeria is Abuja. Although Lagos was once the capital of Nigeria before they take it to Abuja. So Lagos is not a capital of Nigeria, it's Abuja that is capital. Lagos is one of the states in Nigeria because we have 36 states in Nigeria, and Lagos is one of the states. While the central, like the capital, is Abuja. So, anything you want to know more about my country, you can drop in the comment section there. So, for fermentation is a process where microorganisms breaks down carbohydrates. They feed on the sugar. When they break down this carbohydrate, they feed on the sugar. That's why you see some persons when they are about to ferment something, maybe they soak pineapple peels or any kind of fruits and put it in a jar. They add more sugar to it. You see them packing more sugar and putting it into the jar. So what this microorganism does is that they feed on those sugar. And when they feed on those sugar, they produce acid. They make it that environment acidic. That is why when you eat anything fermented, that salt taste you experience is as a result of acidic and acids the microorganism or maybe those bacteria produces because when they feed on sugar that they produce either lactic acid, acetic acid, alcohol, or carbon dioxide. And those gases, those bubbling gases, you see during fermentation, those whitish bubbly gases you see during fermentation are usually carbon dioxide. So you might be wondering, is it that every fermented food is probiotic? No, not every fermented food is probiotic, because these days people soak a lot of things in water and automatically calling it probiotic. For something to to be considered as a probiotic, it must at least have these three categories. One, it must be alive. It should be able to survive the stomach acid, that's the hydrochloric acid, because some of these food we eat that has all these microorganisms in them, when we eat them, the stomach acid is able to kill some of them. So for something to be able to be called a probiotic, it should be able at least to withstand the stomach acid to a certain level, and it should be abundant. This microorganism, that's the probiotic itself, should be abundant to a certain level. I think they normally measure it in colony forming units. So when you see 10 billion bacteria or 10 billion CFU, you should know that is this amount. So it's not everything you soak in water that is automatically probiotic, because harmful bacteria also grows, and you don't even know the kind of bacteria that grows when you soak something in water, allowing it to ferment for days. Is my South Africa friend still there? Have you gone moods? I really enjoy your presence here. So it's not everything you soak in water that is automatically a probiotic, because one, you don't know the bacteria that grew. You don't know if they are alive or not. For those of you that are looking for a food that are rich in probiotic, and yogurt is one of them. So if you want to go to a supermarket and you want to buy a yogurt, do yourself a favor and check the label. Check the label. If the label says life and active culture, that means it tells you that these beneficial microorganisms or bacteria are still alive even when you be eating it. That's why some labels, where if you're observant enough, when you go to the supermarket, when you get a yogurt, you check. Some of them write life and active culture. So it means that some of these live bacteria are still there. So that is where you get your probiotic, like your probiotic. And one thing about probiotic is that if maybe it has been heated, because heat also destroys it. For those of you that produce those yogurt, and after fermentation and you heat it, after heating it, some of these microorganisms, beneficial microorganisms, also die through the process, through those process of heating. Can I have your number? Okay, you can have my number, but I don't want to call it right now in my life. So you can just drop your number in the comment section. I'll take it. Then you can delete it immediately. I don't want to call my line here, because after this life, I'll be saving it to my channel. I won't be deleting it. I won't be deleting my life. So I don't really want to call my number now because of here. So you can just drop your number in the comment section. Your WhatsApp number. I'll reach you out. I can just delete the line. Can just delete it after you drop it. I use my other phone to store the number. Thank you. So So that is it. One thing again, you have to understand that if all fermented food are probiotic, why is it that bread is not considered as a probiotic? Because bread is also fermented with yeast, right? And yeast is one of the microorganisms also that is also considered as a probiotic. So why is it that bread is not also considered as a probiotic, even when it is also fermented? So you need to understand that breads are baked. They normally bake bread in a high temperature. So they normally bake bread, messages. They normally bake bread in a high temperature. So that during that period they bake it in high temperature. Some of the all these microorganisms, beneficial microorganisms dies off through that process. Through that process. So if you want to get in a nice probiotic, is through yogurt. You can get it through yogurt. Is sauerkraut, raw sauerkraut. How they prepare is that, let me check. You can drop your line and delete it. I'll just save it. I don't want to call my line because this is live, and I'll save it. I'll save it. I like saving my line so that anybody can come back and watch it in my channel. I would like to have you as a friend here. I've not been to South Africa before, neither. I don't know, Sha, but just drop your line if you wish to. If you wish to. So where was I? Then sauerkraut. For those of you that have been hearing sauerkraut, sauerkraut is garbage, like garbage that they cut. When you cut garbage and you soak it in water for 3 days, allowing it to ferment. You can soak it even for more than 3 days. So when you get all those ones in supermarkets, some of them are pasteurized. You understand? Some of these sauerkraut in the supermarket are pasteurized. Pasteurized means that some of them have undergo heating, like they heat them, and when they undergo heating after fermentation, some of these microorganisms, beneficial microorganisms that makes up these probiotics will will die off, and they won't give you that beneficial health benefit you want. So the best way to produce to get probiotic, you can do it at the comfort of your home. You can soak this garbage, you can do your own raw sauerkraut at home, and also your yogurt, you can also do it at home. So prebiotics is different from probiotics. Some persons mistake these two. They are not the same. They are not the same. Prebiotics, because I see some persons eat some kind of food and say, I'm eating something probiotic and it's nice fun. It's not true. It's not good. It's not like that. Prebiotic is different from probiotic. Prebiotics are food that feeds these probiotics, are food that feeds those microorganisms, those good microorganisms in your system, in your gut, in your gastrointestinal tract. While probiotics itself are live microorganisms. When you hear about probiotics, they must be alive. Emphasis on alive. They are not dead. So they are colonies. They are strains of bacteria, strains of yeast, not just any type of bacteria, strains of bacteria that has been studied, scientifically studied and proven that this type of bacteria are beneficial to us as humans. Bacteria are like lactose bacillus or bifidobacterium, if I'm not mistaken, lactose bacillus. So what lactose bacillus does in our VJ is that it helps to maintain the pH, the acidic pH down there, because if the vagina is not, the acidic pH of the vagina is not maintained, you can see that some of all these microorganisms, unwanted microorganisms, or maybe some opportunist microorganism grows. Now you need to understand that that's where you see all this candida, yeast infection, you see it growing. The reason why yeast infection is growing is not because of yeast is not living in your video, or maybe it's not there in your body. It's already there because some of these microorganisms, our body is their natural flora. You understand? But it becomes an issue when the pH balance is disrupted. The pH balance has issues, it has problem. Maybe if something is supposed to be acidic down there, like the VJ, our vagina is supposed to be acidic from like that 3.8 to 4.5. So if anything that disrupts the acidic nature of the VJ, it gives rise for all yeast to grow. It gives rise for candida, which is yeast, to grow. So yeast is not a stranger down there. So what is lactose bacillus does is that it helps to maintain that acidic environment down there. So all these microorganisms, did you do my number? I did not get your number. You did not write it down here. Can just write it down and delete it. I'll get it fast if you write it down and delete it. I didn't get your number. I have another phone here. I'm using one to film and just using one just in case someone calls me, I can pick up my call. So so you can just drop your line. I'll get it. Then you can delete it. The reason why I don't want to call my line because this life I'll be saving it. I won't be deleting it, and someone else can just come and watch it after on my page. And here is not like TikTok or other social media that you can just send a message through and DM. There's no, I don't think WhatsApp has such kind of feature. I don't think YouTube have such kind of feature. Can't you hear what I'm saying? Can't you hear me clearly? I say I can't call my line here because of if I end this life now, people can still come back and watch it because I'll be saving it. But if I end this life, the comments here will disappear, and you can even delete the comments even right now. So you can just drop your number. I will get your number and I'll delete the comment, or you can delete it yourself. Sorry, I don't want to call my line because of I don't want other people to have my number. So fermentation fermentation is a process. Does not automatically mean probiotics. It's a process. You understand? It does not automatically mean probiotics. Can you tell me more about South Africa? How is Cape Town? Funny enough, I've not been to all part of Nigeria. Nigeria is very, very wide. How many states have I gone? Um, Nigeria is very, very wide. Different culture, different people, different languages. There's some part of Nigeria you go self, you not even understand what they are saying. But we have a general language here. At least an average Nigerian should know how to speak pidgin English. An average Nigerian should know how to speak pidgin English. We do speak English also fluently, but we have our own type of English. Like if I'm relating to Nigerian now, I prefer using pidgin English because well, I say it's more communicating. Like you can easily communicate that way, and you can easily, slangs. It's more better for me. In some cases, there's some words you want to talk about that English you won't get it. You won't get the fun. If I use the word fun, you won't get the fun in English. So you go to pidgin. So pidgin is like one of our general, not like our official language, because our official language here in Nigeria is English. In every school you go, they teach English from nursery school, um, primary school, secondary school. In fact, it's a compulsory subject. In your primary school, English is a compulsory subject. In WAEC, for you to write WAEC, English is a compulsory subject. I don't know if it's the same with JAMB, even JAMB exam. When I wrote my JAMB also, English is one of the compulsory subjects. So it's an official language over here. But that's their unofficial language. But we have our own kind of English also. We call pidgin English. You can easily relate to anyone through pidgin English. Any part of Nigeria you go. Because we have different languages. I can travel to the north. I might not even hear Hausa. I can go to the east. I might not understand some of the things they speak, but when you speak, some of them, when you speak pidgin English, they can easily relate to you. And also English, also, they can easily relate to you. Are you still there? You don't want to drop the line. So, probiotics is different from prebiotics. When you talk about prebiotics are those foods that helps to feed these probiotics, that helps to feed the God's microbiomes, because the communities of all these microorganisms in our body in our gastrointestinal tract is classified as the gut microbiomes because our gastrointestinal tract starts from the mouth, then the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine. All these are classified as the gastrointestinal tract. So the gastrointestinal tract, you find microorganisms, trillions. When something is trillions, you know that they are much because the earth is made up of how many billions? I think it's 8 billions of people, right? 8 billions of people living on the face of the earth. Then imagine our guts are made of trillions of microorganisms, bacteria, yeast. So this our body are their habitats. Some of them have their each of them, each strains of microorganisms, each strains of bacteria have their own functions because our stomach, our gut is known as the second brain, so they have their own functions. So most of the disease or maybe the issues people are having today, they call it cancer. I send my number in your shorts, the latest one. Let me check. Sorry, let me check it. Why will you send in my shorts? Okay, let me check the latest one. It has been long since I posted shorts. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Which let me check again. I'm not seeing it. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook? I'm not seeing. I don't know. Are you on Facebook? Can drop your hand on Facebook. So if the whole population, okay, I'm not on Facebook. What apart from what they call it, YouTube? Are you not in any other social media like TikTok? At least TikTok you can send a message, right? Unlike YouTube. So if the whole earth is made up of 8 billion people. So imagine trillions. Our God is made of trillions. Okay, my TikTok and handle is Gist Health. Still the same Gist Health for my YouTube. The same name Gist Health for my TikTok. Let me see if I can get it. If you're on TikTok, just type Gist Health. You'll see me. Look at it. Gist about health. So once you type Gist Health, you see me. I don't know if you can see properly. This is me here. This is my TikTok. I think I have 8,000, over 8,000 followers. I don't know if this is clear enough. So this is my TikTok handle. Yeah, that's my TikTok. So just type Gist Health if you're on TikTok. Gist Health, then send me a message um, through TikTok. Just Gist Health, not Health Gist Health. Then send me a message through TikTok. Because TikTok you can send a message now. I'll see you. You can just try that now. If you have a TikTok account, I'll see your message now. So people need to understand that these microorganisms, bacteria, yeast, our home, our body are their normal habitat, not just any type of bacteria. These microorganisms can stay in your body. Some of them don't cause harm to us. Some of them they just live freely there. They don't cause harm to the host. While some of them, when they outgrow a certain level in our body, they can cause harm, can cause some kind of symptoms. Example is candida. Candida is a yeast infection, right? Now, also called vaginal candidiasis. So, candida is classified as a yeast. So, sorry, candida is a fungal infection. This fungi lives in our VJ. They live in our mouth. They even live in our gut. They live in our VJ at a certain level. They are not supposed to outgrow that certain level. If they outgrow that certain level, it becomes an issue, becomes a problem. What can make I do not have a account on TikTok. Oh god, it's very difficult. I seriously want to have my number. Wow. Why don't you drop your line? Why don't you drop your number here? You can easily delete it. Just drop your number here. It won't take time. I'll just save it and delete it. I don't really want to call my number because this life I'll be saving it. And when I save this life, some of this all these comments, do you have a Xbox? No, I don't. I don't. Sorry, I don't. I think what if okay, let me check your name if I do you have any video on YouTube? Do you have any video on YouTube? Let me check your handle. I'm not seeing it. I'm even seeing someone else. So if sorry, I'm not seeing your handle. You can just drop your line. I can get it and delete it. So if the world is made up of 8 billion people, then imagine about trillions. Trillions is bigger than billions, right? Trillions of microorganisms living in our body. Living in our body. So these microorganisms, yeasts, bacteria, they have good ones, they have bad ones. The bad ones are the one causing illnesses, sickness in our body, cancer related issues. Sorry, cancer related issues. So in our VJ, these yeasts, these fungi, they have a certain level that they shouldn't outgrow. So when the pH or the normal flora down there is disrupted, and what can cause this normal flora to disrupt? Still these microorganisms, still these bacteria, these good bacteria, because these good bacteria helps to maintain the normal flora down there. Bacteria like lactobacillus helps to maintain the acidic nature of the vagina. If you're a lady here and you notice, if you're observant enough, just check your pints. You see that some of your pints are their color is changing. Like your black pint, if you wear it for a long period of time, so if that acidic environment is disrupted, maybe if the microorganisms here that are the beneficial microorganisms, the good bacteria are maybe through using antibiotics, because antibiotics can also kill these good bacteria. It can give rise to yeast infection, it can these bacteria that are not supposed to outgrow to a certain level. That is why you see yeast infection. Not like yeast is not already there, yeast is already there, but just that when the pH is disrupted, it gives opportunity for it to strive more. When the acidic pH of the VJ is disrupted, it gives this yeast, this fungi, to grow, to overgrow. to overgrow the way it shouldn't grow. You understand? So that is it. So probiotics are very, very essential in our body because they help our body, even our VJ, to maintain its normal flora, its normal pH. They help our gut to digest food. For some of you that are lactose intolerant, that the body cannot properly digest milk, cannot properly digest milk, these bacteria, these microorganisms helps to break down this milk. So they work a lot in our body. So that is why probiotics is very, very essential. Because this our gut is called the second brain. It's not called the second brain for just a normal talk. It's called the second brain for a reason, because some of the chemicals, serotonin, 90% of serotonin is produced in the gut. So it's very, very essential. And people mistake these prebiotics with probiotics. They are not the same. Prebiotics are those food that you eat that helps to feed these microorganisms, these good microorganisms down there. Garlic is one of them. Garlic is one of all those prebiotics food, not pro. Prebiotics food that helps to feed your guts, like your gut microbiomes, your normal flora, all those communities of microorganisms, good microorganisms. Onions is one of them. Beans is one of them. Banana is one of them. So prebiotics are food that helps to feed these probiotics. Why probiotics are life emphasis on life microorganism itself. Emphasis on life microorganism itself. So when you see people fermenting things and adding more sugar, and you'll be curious to know why is it that they add more sugar? Is it that when they take it, the sugar won't cause harm to their body? The reason why they're adding sugar during fermentation is that so that those microorganisms, those bacteria, can feed on those sugar. Because when they feed on those sugar, they convert it to acid. They can convert it to lactic acid, can convert it to acetic acid. Convert it they can convert it to alcohol. They can convert it to carbon dioxide. So when they feed on this sugar, they convert it to all this acid. They turn the jar to acidic environment. And in that state of acidic environment, some microorganisms cannot survive. Some harmful microorganisms cannot survive. So only the microorganisms that are acid tolerant can survive. So the good bacteria are automatically turning the environment into their favor. That is why you see some persons will ferment, can soak garbage. They call it sour salt. Can soak garbage for 3 days and add sugar on it, and maybe after that they start taking it, drinking it direct. It's very, very beneficial because it's a form of probiotic. So these microorganisms, they break down this sugar to produce acid. They don't digest it the way humans do. They don't digest it the way we do. In the process of feeding on this sugar, they break it down to acid. And that acid environment, some microorganisms, let me see. You're going too personal now. I don't want to answer that. Do you have a boyfriend? Why would you ask me that? What do you want to know about me? If I have a boyfriend, what if I tell you that I have more than a boyfriend? Oh, you want to know if I have a boyfriend? No, that's too personal. I don't want to answer that because here is life. I don't want to answer that. I have more than a boyfriend. So this during fermentation, these microorganisms breaks down carbohydrates because carbohydrates, when you break it down, right, it's a form of starch, it's a form of glucose. So even if the food is not sweet, as long as it's carbohydrate, even if it's not sweet, they still feed on it and break it down. So these microorganisms, they break it down, and in the process of breaking it down, they produce acid, lactic acid, alcohol, acid. So that bubbling whitish stuff you see during fermentation is the way of these microorganisms to release gases. So they usually release carbon dioxide. So probiotics are live microorganisms. They must be alive. They must be alive. So for those of you that want to start taking probiotic, and maybe you don't want to take supplement, but there are some supplements, probiotic supplements that are medically approved. You can go for yogurts. And if you are going for yogurts, go for yogurt that are labeled, that has a label on it, life and culture, like life and active culture. Because life and active culture means that the beneficial bacteria, the beneficial microorganisms are still alive. Just check the label. You see some yogurt has it there. They wrote it life and active culture. It means that some of these beneficial microorganisms are still alive, as well as sorry, are still alive. So they don't. Some of them, when they ferment it, they heat it, and when you heat it, the some of these microorganisms dies off during heating. So you check for the label. If it's written life and active culture, then you know that it has this probiotic in it. And another way to incorporate probiotic in your diet is you can use cabbage. You can soak cabbage for some days. They call it sour salt. Soak it in water for some days. You can add sugar, allow it to ferment. Raw sour salt, not the one that they get in the store, you buy in supermarket, because some of them you buy in supermarket is already pasteurized, or heat might have acted on it. And if heat acted on some of these products, it can cause harm to all those microorganisms, can cause damage to them. And one thing, they have to survive because the stomach acid, how can you say how can you say a picture? Sorry, the stomach acid kills some of these microorganisms also. How can you send a picture? Is it what you mean? Is it what you mean? How can you send a picture? Why will I send a picture? Why will I send a picture if I may ask? Okay, I want to know your reason. Why will I send a picture? For what? How can you send a picture? YouTube don't send a picture, so I can't send a picture. No, me. I don't understand. I don't understand. So what will you do with my picture if I may ask? You want me to send a picture? Why? So prebiotics is different from probiotics. I think I need to make it because I'm feeling natural tea, no sugar added. This cinnamon. It has its own smell. So during fermentation, these microorganisms they break down this sugar. They feed on sugar. In the process of feeding on sugar, they release gas. It's only someone is commenting. It is only said your number. Is that what you mean? It is only said your number. No, I can't say my number. Sorry, I can't say my number. I told you why now. I can't say my number. So during fermentation, these microorganisms they break down, they feed on sugar. In the process of feeding on sugar, they release this acid. They break down sugar to release acetic acid, lactic acid, alcohol, and carbon dioxide. Let me check things online. Someone is saying hi. Hi, I can see you. Brown, right? Roadway, runway. Is it roadway or runway? So, for something to be classified as a probiotic, it must have these three. One, it must survive, like it should be able to survive the stomach acid, right? It must be alive. because probiotics are life microorganisms. They are not prebiotic. Some persons mistake probiotics for prebiotics. They are not the same. Prebiotics are food that helps to feed these probiotics, that helps to feed this are food that helps to feed these gut microbiomes, that helps to feed all these microorganisms in our body, good bacteria in our body. So they are not probiotics. Probiotics are life microorganisms. They are life microorganisms that has been studied scientifically to benefit us humans. So not just any bacteria. You can't just classify any bacteria that you see that is fermented, maybe soak something in water after 3 days. It ferment and you automatically say it's a probiotic. It's not so, because you don't know the type of bacteria that grew. You don't know which strains of bacteria that grew, because each strain of bacteria has their own specific job in our body. Some of them can cause harm to us, some of them can cause poison, food poisoning to us, while some of them are also beneficial to us. So if something is not scientifically proven, there's no scientific study on it, does not automatically becomes probiotic. It's just a bacteria. So because I keep seeing this thing online, people soaking different things in water for 3 days and automatically calling it probiotics. It's not so. It's not so. It's not so. So that you will not soak something and end up being hospitalized because you don't know the type of bacteria that grew. Because bad bacteria, harmful bacteria can also grow, right? So for something to be called a probiotic, it must be a life one. It must be proven to have a health benefit. If there's no proof that this bacteria has health benefit, then basically it's a bacteria. So probiotics are life microorganisms that are beneficial to us. They aid in both in digestion, they aid both in maintaining the acidic environment of our VJ as women. They aid in a lot because of our gastrointestinal tract, that's the GI tract, is also called the second brain because a lot of hormones also is produced. So people confuse all these things. They think that once you ferment something in water, it is automatically probiotic. Let me check. You're back again, Abby. Don't want to allow me, Abby. They say Nigeria is stubborn. I can tell you for sure that South Africa are more stubborn. You're back again. Where do you go? I've told you my TikTok handle. My TikTok handle is Gist Health. Just write Gist Health in the search and this thing. You see my handle. I talk about health also. I post also on TikTok. I have over 8,000 subscribers or followers on TikTok. I'm still a newbie there. Are you are you drinking hot water? Yes, it's kind of hot water, but there's a cinnamon inside, so it's not basically just hot water. That can see it, right? This is cinnamon. Can perceive the smell here. I'll be ending my life soon because it's 1 hour. It's over 1 hour now. So I'll be able to do other things. You can join my life anytime. I normally come live. So I'll be ending it now.